Currently in our area, 38 degrees under sunny skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 44. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 23. Saturday, partly cloudy skies. High 31. Winds north-northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Climate change is uncovering ground that has never been seen before.
Probably the largest untapped gold reserve in the entire world.
The awesome thing about Greenland is gold can be anywhere. We all gave up so much to come here.
This is more dangerous than I thought it would be.
We got trouble. We're running out of time, man.
I don't believe you have what it takes to even be out here.
If gold was easy to find, everybody would do it.
Get the gold, dude.
I put all my blood, sweat, and tears into this business, and now it's like everything I work for. You just walk up on it and see it all piled up in a big old mess. And so one of our retired Army buddies wanted to help in Fort Campbell, so they all jumped in, and like 30 minutes later, there's 20 of them here with excavators and every kind of equipment you can think of. We're getting it all cleaned up, and it's going to take a minute, but this town's going to come back together, and we're going to be stronger than ever.
Well, he really said it best there. The town's going to come back together, and they will be stronger than ever.
Absolutely, no question about it. I just love seeing all the people coming in to help. It was one gentleman who, it was like directly in the aftermath, grabbed his big grill and went into downtown Mayfield and set up shop to help to feed people. Because again, that's one of those things that you don't necessarily think of. But man, it comes in very handy for those folks who were desperately in need of just a little bit of food.
A really true hero there. For the simplest thing, too, just people just need to eat after a disaster like that. Well, the rare tornado outbreak, it was simply a worst-case scenario and likely to be the next billion-dollar disaster in the United States.
Yeah, take a look at how the ingredients really came together to make the deadliest tornado outbreak in a decade.
This is the beginning of what could be a very active late afternoon and early evening. Doesn't look like much right now. The first true surface connection happened just before 4 o'clock Eastern time, 3 o'clock Central. Southwest of Little Rock, we had a thunderstorm sprout up, non-severe at this point, had a couple of lightning strikes as it came through Little Rock, but it really organized northeast of Little Rock and started getting warnings into northeastern portions of Arkansas. That wound up being the supercell that wound up tracking across 4 different states. The first watch of the day has now been issued, so it's a waiting game still, but that waiting time is getting lower and lower and lower. Now's the time to start talking to your family, get those plans in motion, know where to go, when, and not if, but when the warnings start going off tonight. And the day just got worse and worse from there. By the time I was going off the air, after being on from 4 to 8 Eastern, we had 6 or 7 different tornado warnings across Missouri, 1 into Iowa. We still had that strong supercell that was working its way through northeastern portions of Arkansas into Tennessee and Missouri and eventually Kentucky. All of this continued to evolve east through the night.
And there is a new, now tornado emergency for this storm for Mayfield in Kentucky. That is Graves County under warning right now.
The system that brought all the violent weather to parts of the country was really more of a spring type of system where unstable air, maybe not on the high end of the scale, but certainly enough to support severe convection, was present throughout the nighttime hours. In addition, very strong winds aloft also, especially in the lowest couple of kilometers in the atmosphere, were very supportive of tornadic thunderstorms, which is exactly what we saw.
Please get to your safe place now in Dawson Springs. As Mike has mentioned, this thing has been on the ground for probably a couple of hours now. A brand new tornado emergency in effect for Dawson Springs.
The ingredients that came together did so in a rare fashion, one that supported a very long-lived, hours-long, discrete supercell that produced very likely a violent tornado for many miles, and perhaps a single track that lasted over 200 miles. That kind of environment that was supportive of that is extremely unusual. This setup allowed the perfect ingredients to last for hours and over hundreds of miles.
Wow, just historic and unprecedented, and certainly a storm I think that's going to be studied for years and years.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Particularly considering the fact of the time of the year that it happened.
To see a system like that any time of the year is unbelievable, but to see it in December just makes it absolutely remarkable. We do want to talk about what's going on in these areas today because, unfortunately, it's not the best forecast. We do have some rain, potentially some rumbles of thunder, some lightning. When you think about the tornado victims having to hear thunder and lightning, there's going to be some storm anxiety, but we're not expecting, widespread severe weather.
No, thank goodness, thank goodness. As we head into tomorrow, the same system is going to continue to work its way towards the east, bringing us some of that rain to the eastern third of the country.